Thank you everybody for joining me today for some restorative yoga. Just to orient you to the class, restorative and yin yoga are going to be a lot more gentle and easy than your typical vinyasa class. So we're going to be taking things pretty slow and we're going to be holding poses a lot longer than you might in a normal class. And the reason for that is because when we hold poses longer, it gets beyond the muscles into the connective tissue, which is where we hold a lot of our stress. And so working that out can release a lot of toxins and also relax the muscles. That's why we use a lot of props, because I really want you to be comfortable in these poses, because we'll be in the poses in the latter half of the class for 3 to 5 minutes each. So those props are really useful for relaxing completely. So we'll start out with a little bit of grounding, and then we'll do a very, very gentle warm-up and one set of sun salutations to get our bodies moving. Then we'll move into the yin poses, which we hold for a long period of time and stretch the muscles a little. And we'll end class with some restorative poses where we completely let go of all tension and really come into our bodies to relax. So first, you can find a seat. You can sit flat on your mat or the floor. You can also grab a bolster or a blanket and put it under your seat to lift your hips up a little. We're going to start with a little mudra. Today's class is all about grounding and rooting. Right now, we're in a time of uncertainty, and what can bring us a lot of comfort is that connection and grounding back to reality. We're going to focus today on unconditional love, because love is one of the most healing things in the entire world, and we all have the ability to create and cultivate love for ourselves. So we're going to take a few deep breaths here at the beginning, and you're welcome to do a mudra that I like to do. It's called Love is Looking Out for You. Mudras help us focus on the present moment because we're keeping our hands busy. And we also attach meaning to the way that we form our hands, and it can bring a sense of intention to our practice. So the first mudra is taking your thumb and the finger right next to it and pinching them together like this. And this we say love. Then the next part is hooking our thumbs together, kind of like butterflies. Love is looking out. And then we move our hands together in a prayer and bring it to our heart. And we say, for you. So love is looking out for you. So we'll do that 3 times to ground us in our practice and remind ourselves that the love that we cultivate for ourselves and others can help us heal from anything. So love is looking out for you. Love is looking out for you. Love is looking out for you. Take a deep breath in and out. Let's begin. We're going to start today in child's pose. You come to the mat. Bring your knees as wide as the mat or blanket with your toes touching. And then come down to the mat, bringing your forehead onto the ground. Take a deep breath in and out. Reach a little bit farther in front of you. On your next deep breath in, sink back towards your heels. Release into the ground. Take a few more deep breaths in and out. Bring your hands back towards your shoulders and push yourself up. Bringing the knees back together. You're welcome to sit on your knees like this, or if it's more comfortable, you can find a cross-legged position. We're going to do some sun breaths. We're going to inhale our arms up, looking up to the sky, bending our back a little backward to a back bend. We're going to exhale our right hand down to the ground. Inhale, reach the left hand up to the sky, and then exhale, reach that left hand over towards the ground. You can look up under your left armpit, or you can look straight ahead, whatever feels best for your neck. Take another deep breath in and out. On your next inhale, come back up. And exhale, the left hand comes to the mat. Inhale the right arm up. And exhale, fold over. Again, you can look up under your right armpit or straight ahead. Take another deep inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, come back up and exhale the hands down. We'll do one more round of those. Inhaling our arms up, exhaling the right arm down, inhaling the left arm up, exhaling over, inhaling back up, exhaling the hand back down, inhaling reach, and exhale bend. Inhale back to center, and exhale hands to heart center. You can place your hands on your knees. We're gonna do some seated cat-cows. We're gonna inhale, looking up, raising our chest to the sky, leaning our head back. And then we're gonna exhale, round the shoulders and the belly, bringing our head closer to the ground. Inhaling up, and exhaling, fold. Inhale up, exhale, fold. One more time, inhale up, exhale, fold. Now you're gonna extend your legs long and take the right leg and bring it over the left knee. Hug that leg in tight, and then take your left hand behind your back and twist to look over that left shoulder. Hugging your knee in tight, breathing in and out, in and out, twisting a little deeper on the exhale. Inhale, come back to center. Give that knee a good squeeze. And then bring it back down. Now take your left leg, cross it over that right knee. Hug it in tight. And bring that right hand behind you, looking over the right shoulder. Inhaling, getting longer and taller. Exhaling, twisting deeper. Breathing in and out. One more breath in and out. And coming back to center. Give that knee a good squeeze in and extend the legs back out. Now we're going to come to all fours on our mat. We're going to do a little bit of cat-cow. Inhaling, lifting the head and the chest and the bum to the sky, creating a little U in your back. And then exhaling, rounding, bringing the belly in towards the spine, looking down, inhaling up, and exhaling down. Take these in your own time. You can also get creative. Maybe you want to do some circles, left, and then right. Maybe you want to lean really far back, then come really far forward. Whatever your body is telling you you need. Take 3 more breaths to give your body what it needs. Start to find some stillness. Meet me in tabletop. We're going to come to do our gentle flow sun salutations. You can bring one foot between your hands, tuck the toes, lift the knee, and bring the other foot to meet it in a forward fold. We're just gonna stand here, letting everything go. You can let your chest rest on your thighs. You might want to bring a slight bend in the knees. And just release everything. Let the arms hang low. You might want to grab opposite elbows. You can move side to side. Remembering to breathe in and out. Find some stillness. Release those arms. And inhale up to stand. Take a moment to find mountain. Look down at your feet. Get them about hips width distance apart. Then look at your toes. Pick all 10 toes up off the ground. Slowly place them back down one at a time, feeling the connection to the earth as you do so. Next, pretend like there's an invisible string pulling your spine straight and tall. Notice if your shoulders just came up by your ears and relax them down and back. Palms face forward. Take a moment to look around the room. Notice what you see. Ground yourself in your space. And then find a soft gaze at the point of your nose or close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Hold. Exhale. One more deep breath in. Hold. Exhale. Coming to the front of your mat, we'll do 2 rounds of sun salutations. Inhale, arms come up. Slight back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Place hands on your shins. Push away as you inhale to a flat back. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, forward fold. Hands plant to the mat. Step the right foot back to a low lunge. Drop the knee, untuck the toes, then rise up. Take a deep breath in and out. And our hands come back down. Tuck those right toes, lift the knee, and bring the left leg to meet it in a plank. Have your knees touch the mat, untuck those toes, then lower all the way down. Hands float above the mat as we rise our chest for a baby cobra. Hands come back down to the mat. To a down dog. Take a deep breath in and out. Look forward at your hands and bring the right foot between the hands and then the left foot to meet it. Forward fold. Release everything. Inhale, the arms come up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Now let's do it one more time on the left side. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to shins as we push away to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Hands come to the mat and the left foot comes back to a low lunge. Drop the knee, untuck the toes, and rise the arms up. Take a deep breath in and out. And the hands come down. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee, bring the right foot to meet in a plank. Lower the knees and come all the way down. The hands hover above the mat as we rise our chest for baby cobra. And then come down into a down dog. Breathing in and out. Looking forward, bringing the left foot up and the right foot to meet it in a forward fold. Rising the arms up. Take a moment to find that mountain pose again. Keeping our toes planted firmly on the ground. Remembering to let our shoulders relax and keep our spine straight. You can close your eyes down again. Take a few deep breaths in and out with your own breath. Notice if there are any changes in your body. Do you feel warmer? Do you feel looser? Take another deep breath in and out. Blink open the eyes and slowly come down to your mat. We're going to start our first yin pose. We're going to be holding this pose for about 3 minutes. So it will be important to find some comfort. A prop that might help you is a blanket. If you have weak knees, it might be helpful to place it down underneath where your knees are for a little extra comfort. We're going to do a Sphinx pose. So come to lie flat on your belly. If you do want the blanket under your knees, not a lot of pressure on the knees, but might feel nice. We're going to have our hands out in front of us with our elbows bent at about 90 degrees. And you can come as high up as you want to. If you just want to come this far with a slight stretch in the lower back, this is good enough, and you can stay here. If you want a deeper stretch, you can extend your arms out to the left and the right and rise up a little bit higher. Just make sure that you feel a little bit of stretch in your back, but it's not painful. So we're going to go ahead and settle into this pose for 3 minutes. I'm going to leave you in silence. Focus on your breath. If you have any thoughts that come back to you, you can come back to that mantra. Love is looking out for you. Find a gaze in front of your nose or close down the eyes. Sphinx. Take a deep breath in and out. Bring your hands together in front of you to form a pillow and release your forehead down to the mat. Let go of all that tension in your lower back. Completely fall into the mat and let it support you. Bring your hands back near your shoulders and push up back into your seated position. For our next pose, you might find a folded blanket to be useful. Could bring it to sit to lift up your hips just a little bit. We're going to do square pose. So for square pose, it's very similar to sitting like this in easy pose, but instead of crossing at the ankles, we're gonna bring the right ankle on top of the left knee and try to get the left ankle underneath that right knee. Most people have a little bit of space here between the knee and the foot. I certainly do. So if you have another blanket nearby, it can be helpful to stick it between there just to offer a little bit more support. So with square pose, we're really stretching the hips here. That's what we're gonna be focusing on. So first, get that same straight spine. Take a deep breath in, feel your spine getting stronger and longer. Hands can rest on either knee or foot. Then there's the option to stay here. You're probably feeling a little bit of a stretch in your hip bones right there. There's another option to fold forward. You're welcome to stay here for the next 3 minutes, or if you want a deeper stretch, inhale the arms up, turn towards that right knee, and start to fold forward on top of the knee. Hands can rest on the ground, hugging the knee, whatever feels good to you. Again, I'm gonna leave you in silence for 3 minutes, breathing in and out, square pose. Take a deep breath in and out. If you're folded, use your hands to push yourself back up. And take a moment, still in our square pose. If your eyes are closed, blink them open. Remove any props between the leg and the foot. Stretch the feet out wide. Place the hands onto the mat and sit up very straight and tall. Taking a deep breath in and out. Now we're going to do it on the other side. So this time the left leg is going to be, or the right leg will be down underneath. And the left foot will come on top of the right knee. Each side of our body is different, so you might have needed a blanket between the knee and the foot on one side and not need it on the other. So feel free to make those adjustments right now. We're going to find that straight, tall spine. We're going to be in square pose on this side for 3 minutes as well. Remember, if any pain or discomfort comes, readjust, find those props. If any thoughts come in, acknowledge them, thank them, and let them go. If you'd like to twist, go ahead and inhale the arms up. Twist over towards the left knee and fold. Remember to breathe in and out, square pose. out, right? Take a deep breath in and out. If you're folded, slowly rise back up to our standard square. Taking a few breaths in and out. Blinking open the eyes if they were closed. Remove any props. Bring the legs out straight in front of us again. You might want to shake them off a little. Deep breath in and out. You can remove the blanket if you had one underneath your seat. But keep it nearby. You might want two nearby, actually. And we're going to come back into our tabletop for a second, but take one of those blankets and fold it over so that it's pretty thick, about the size of a bolster. So if you have kind of a standard yoga blanket, you fold it in half once, twice, again, and one more time. But any blanket will do, or a pillow from your bed, anything that's going to give you a little leverage. And stick it right here, close to the top of your mat with a little bit of room. We're going to do pigeon pose. It looks complicated, but I'm going to take it very slow so that we can all get in it together. So with your bolster or your folded blanket, whichever you have right here, you're going to put your hands in front of it in tabletop. Then we're going to take the right foot. We're going to swing the foot over in front of the bolster or blanket, kind of like how we were earlier before we went into our forward fold. And then we're going to scoot the foot all the way over to the other side of the mat, bringing the knee down to the mat as well. And then scoot that left foot back towards the mat and let the right hip rest on your folded blanket or your bolster. For this pose, you can stay upright like this, looking up, or if you want a little bit deeper of a stretch, you can come down towards the mat. If your left hip is up a little higher than you would like, you can use a blanket to put right under that left hip to show a little support. I'm going to turn my body so you can see me better, what I'm talking about. So, for example, my hip, when I do pigeon, is floating above the bolster. So I put another blanket underneath my left hip. So now it's flat on the bolster or blanket. So I'll do that one more time in case people are still getting their props ready. So the folded blanket goes towards the front of the mat. Come above in tabletop. Bring the right foot inside. Scoot that right foot all the way over to the left. Bring the right knee to the ground. And then scoot the left foot back. You might put a blanket under the left hip. And then you can stay here, lift it up, or come folding down. You could even put a pillow or a bolster under your head and rest there. We'll be here for 2 minutes. Take a deep breath in and out. If you're resting on any props, move those props in front of you, out of the way. Push back up. Then we'll come out the same way we came in. So tuck those back toes and put that knee onto the ground, coming back towards the tabletop. And then bring the right foot back out to the right side and around into a tabletop. And then do whatever movements your body is asking you for. Maybe a cat-cow, maybe a circle, maybe shifting left to right, whatever your body wants. We're gonna leave our props here to do it on the other side. Come back to that tabletop. And this time, bring your left foot up and scoot it over to the right side of your mat, bringing the left knee down to the mat. Scoot out the right foot behind you. And you might notice that your hip is floating. If it's floating, grab another blanket and place it under the hip. You can stay here, lift it up, or grab a pillow, bolster, blanket to come down and rest for 2 minutes. Take a deep breath in and out. Push yourself up if you were folded. Taking a pause in the upright pigeon. Then we'll come out the same way we came in. Tucking those back toes, bringing the knee in. Moving the left foot back towards the left side and bringing it around into our tabletop. And taking any movements that feel interesting. For our next pose, get some blankets or blocks or pillows nearby. We're gonna come into a Malasana squat. So this is what it sounds like. It's a squat. You can do it from standing or you can come up from sitting. You're gonna want to try to get your feet flat on the ground. So you might want another blanket. I'm lucky enough to have 3 right here. Rolled up under your feet. If your feet don't touch the ground. So if your feet don't touch the ground, go ahead and put that blanket under. We just come down to squat. We place our hands in front of our heart. If you want a little bit of stability underneath you, and stick some blankets under there and just sit on them. We're only going to be here for about a minute. But find your Malasana squat. Raise your heart to the sky. Take some deep breaths in and out. And stretch here for just a minute. Take one more deep breath in and out. Place your hands on the floor. Use them to push up. And you can do a little forward fold. Slowly rise back up. Move all the props out of the way. We're going to come into our first restorative pose. All of the other poses in today's class had a little bit of stretching, but in this pose, I don't want you to do any effort at all. You might want to get a bolster or a pillow or even two pillows. We're going to have our legs straight out in front of us. Find that tall spine. Then bring one or two pillows on top of your legs. You can experiment and play around. We're going to fold over, but we don't want to be using any muscle tension whatsoever. We're going to totally release. So you might play around with this. We'll be in this forward fold for about 3 minutes. So do find some comfort. If there's any resistance whatsoever, make some changes. This is about relaxing and releasing. So inhale your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. And stop whenever you start to feel some tension or resistance. Grab another pillow or blanket and totally release. Take a deep breath in and out. Very slowly roll back up as slow as you can. Move the props away, but not too far away. Press your hands behind your back and let your head fall backwards. And come back to center. For our very last pose before final relaxation, we're going to do a restorative child's pose. So you might want to use the same pillows or bolsters that you had before. 1 or 2, whatever you used before is probably the right number again. So we're going to get our legs wide again. And then take your pillows between the legs. And we're going to do 2 minutes on each cheek. So we're just going to come down onto the pillows and hug the pillows. We'll be here for 2 minutes. Whichever cheek you're resting on, just switch to the other cheek. Take a deep breath in and out. Bring your hands near your shoulders. Slowly push up to sit. Rest there for a few breaths. Moving the props. We're going to go into our final relaxation pose, Shavasana. So you can come to lie on your back. Might feel nice to have a pillow underneath your knees. Might feel nice to make a little pillow for your head with a blanket. Whatever props you need, get yourself settled. Slowly lay down on your mat. Palms can rest out to the side, touching the ground, or up to the sky. You can also place one hand on your heart, and another on your belly. Whatever feels good to you. We'll do a brief body scan before I leave you in some silent relaxation. Take a deep breath in and out. Clench all the muscles in your body as tight as you possibly can. And release. Starting with your head, clench all the muscles in your head. And release. Inhaling, clenching our fists and our arms. Exhaling, release. Inhaling, clenching our chest and our belly. Exhale, release. Inhaling, clenching the upper thighs and the glutes. Exhale, release. Inhaling, clenching the lower calves and the feet. Exhale, release. Release all tension in your body. Allow everything to melt into the mat. Take one more deep inhale and exhale. Rest in Shavasana. As we finish with Shavasana, remain connected to the ground, to the earth, as I read the poem Unconditional by Jennifer Wellwood. Willing to experience aloneness, I discover connection everywhere. Turning to face my fear, I meet the warrior who lives within. Opening to my loss, I gain the embrace of the universe. Surrendering into emptiness, I find fullness without end. Start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Take one more deep inhale and exhale. Gently roll over to one side or the other. Blink open the eyes. And slowly, slowly come back to a seated position. We'll take a few deep grounding breaths before we end our practice. You're welcome to silently repeat the phrase, I am love, as you breathe in and out. Find that comfortable seat. Keeping the gaze gentle at the nose or eyes closed. Remembering I am love. Breathe in, hold, breathe out. Breathe in, hold, breathe out. Once more. Deeply inhaling, hold, and exhale. Thank you so much for joining me. Remember that love is looking out for you now and always. Feel free to unmute yourself and let me know if you have any feedback. Thank you so much for practicing, and we can talk about whether we want to do this again. Thank you, everyone.